Was it half a cup of olive oil or a tablespoon? Oh, hello there. I'm Susan Maston, and I'm not a professional cook. Obviously. I'm the curator of antiquities at Museum of the Bible, and I thought while the museum was closed, I would try to learn a traditional biblical recipe. I guess that makes me the Lonesome cooking curator.
Oh! Shalom, my friends! Welcome! My name is Shoshana, and I was just having a midday meal to, well, snack to make myself feel better. You see, I've been homesick from my town of Nazareth, and I wanted something that would remind me of home. I've been stuck in this Gentile home, away from Nazareth because of this plague. What?
I'm Daniel Stevens.
Daniel Stevens? Are you a prophet?
Usually I'm working with early Christian texts.
What? Can you hear me?
There's nobody here.
Hello? How do you get water out of this well? What kind of fruit is this? The Gentile family was very kind to take me in, but I do miss home. I can't get back until all of the roads reopen. So, perhaps you're wondering, what kind of foods do you eat in Nazareth, Shoshana? Well, I shall tell you. You see, in Nazareth we're farmers, which means that we make or we grow everything ourselves. We grow lots of olives, which give us olive oil, grapes, which give us wine and grape juice, wheat and barley, which give us flour, which we can knead into dough and bake into bread and cakes. But in our personal gardens we grow many other things as well. I'll show you some of them. Here we have some dates. I grow lots of fruits like dates and figs, sometimes pomegranates, although those primarily grow in the region around us. We have to trade for them. Other things like chickpeas, carob pods, lentils like fava beans, many vegetables like onions, lettuce, leeks, spices, thyme, hyssop, coriander, sesame seeds, garlic. I can blend these all together to make different things as well. Now, you might be thinking, Shoshana, you haven't mentioned any meat. Well, we do have animals. We have some goats, which give us milk and cheese, which we use to make something called lebna. It's similar to what you might call yogurt. Chickens, which give us eggs, which we can boil and eat that way. Sheep, which give us wool. And then oxen and donkeys, which help us with our work in the fields. Because of this, our animals are very valuable. They're very expensive as well and difficult to replace, so we don't have meat very often. Only on special occasions as a treat. At festival times, like the Passover, which just happened, we had a lamb during this time. At weddings, when an honored guest comes, when we make a freewill offering in Jerusalem. Although we don't eat much meat, we do live near to the Sea of Galilee, and so I can trade some of my finer things like olive oil for salted fish. Very delicious. Now, I can make many things out of the foods that I grow. I could make lebna, like I already mentioned. I like to take the chickpeas, I blend them together and grind them up with some olive oil, some salt, some garlic, make a chickpea dip. I've been told you travelers call it, what was the word? Hummus? Hummus? You've had this hummus? Well, our chickpea dip is just the same thing. We'll dip our bread into it. I blend many of those spices together to make something called za'atar, which is a seasoning. I'll take dates and date honey and mix it together with olive oil and ground barley to make date cakes. Very delicious. You might be wondering what kind of things consist of a meal in Nazareth. Well, I start my day by grinding grain for almost 3 hours to bake into enough bread for the day. We eat bread with every single meal. It's very important to us. So our first meal of the day, we'll have some bread, perhaps some eggs, some fruit, and then we'll go out and we'll do most of our work in the morning. We'll come in for a midday meal and have many more foods. Vegetables, many of those dips I mentioned, more bread, and then in the evening, once we've finished our work for the day, I'll usually end with a stew using that salted fish. My friends, what do you eat when you're feeling homesick? Anyway, I hope that once this is all over, you'll come visit me in my hometown of Nazareth, and then I can make you a feast using all the things I grow in my garden. But until then, my friends, shalom.